Fucking hey, why am I nervous? I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Making me
It's
nervous.
Ashley.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I don't know why
We
I'm
can't
so
float.
nervous.
I usually feel very calm by my presence.
I wouldn't say that.
I've heard many people say it.
You better keep this all in here. Yeah, I've heard too less of people
I'm
say
just
it.
nervous. I don't know why. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I am your host, Albert Fig, and in this week's special episode, I am joined by my two good friends, Ashley and Joshua. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you guys for coming on.
I'm Joshua.
Yes, thank you. You guys know Joshua, recurring guest, and Ashley, second time on here.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so today's a special day because this date specifically, July 23rd, we have a photo that was taken 7 years ago. And that photo is one of the... was it the actual first one or one of the first ones?
One of the first ones, I'd like to say.
For sure.
As a
one
team,
of
as a
the
unit
first ones.
together, yeah.
Yeah, all three of
Yeah.
us together, probably one of the first.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, one of the first. And the only reason why I know that it's one of the first is because it's the only photo that I can bring up to
With all of us in it originally,
to bring it back. So that photo was taken in your guys' first apartment, right?
Very first one.
The very first one.
Mm-hmm.
And the photo, I'll put it up to now. But that photo is just basically us three at the table with, we got like a 30 rack or something like that of
Yeah.
Budweiser. And we just
Budweiser,
have
yeah.
like the beer pong cups. And we just found out today, actually, we just got reminded that those cups that we were trying to find, because they were like solid red
Couldn't
and
find them.
solid blue, we couldn't find them anywhere. I'm talking about, I went to 76, I went to Chevron, I went to AM/PM, I went to CVS, Safeway, Bel Air, and a liquor store, and I couldn't find blue freaking cups. The closest I got were like
Cheap
these,
ass blue cups.
I
too.
found these turquoise ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Close
and,
enough.
And it was like a family party pack. It was like 50, and I go, why don't I don't need 50? You know,
50 turquoise cups.
50
The fuck is
turquoise
this for?
cups. But you know, I ended up buying them. But we ended up finding out that those specific cups are specifically paired with a beer pong table, and that's why we can't find them.
Yep, we got them with our first beer pong. We still have the beer pong.
I was
table.
literally just about to ask, do you guys still have that one?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
so many signatures on
So
it.
many signatures at the bottom. I'm
Yeah.
surprised it's still here. I'm surprised it's not burnt down. I'm surprised it's not like molded out or anything like that, you know? So shouts out to that one. Where'd you guys get that one anyway?
We got that beer pong
Spencer's.
table at Spencer's.
Spencer's in the Arden Mall.
Arden Mall.
Shout out to the Arden Mall.
That
bro.
thing was
Yeah.
like $120.
Get the fuck
That was our
outta
first
here.
real ball out
Big.
item.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
us being in our first apartment
Yeah.
and being totally broke.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not
it
gonna
was
lie,
needed.
we got that $110 or whatever the fuck out of it.
Oh,
We
yeah. You
used
definitely
that
got your
thing-
money's worth.
Yeah.
Because there was beer pong tables. There was closets that we used to take down.
Yeah.
Before the beer pong table, it was
always closet
just like
tables,
closet
or closet
doors, whatever we could use.
We've used
to
front
play beer
doors.
pong.
We've used them.
Bro,
shit like
listen,
that.
nothing says college like taking off your closet door literally from the hinges, putting the door on like two seats or maybe your kitchen table,
Yeah, we used to put two chairs.
and just to make sure they wouldn't like lean over, tip over, put them on your table, and then you play beer pong.
There's a will, there's a way.
And I
right.
remember, you know what I remember too,
you want
actually,
to
now
get
that
drunk, you'll figure it out.
dude, how about I remember, now that I think about it, I remember removing the door handle too, because
Yeah.
it would make
Yeah.
it would make it a thing and it wouldn't fit.
We had to at that house.
We had to,
Yeah. That too, yeah.
And look at us, we've came a long way, right?
Yeah, we now-
removing fucking closet doors, you know.
I
And-
now own a kitchen table.
yeah, and now I don't own a beer pong table, but I got a foldable desk,
There you go.
so I don't gotta,
That was like an evil villain laugh. I'm sorry.
And now, with the foldable desk, now I don't have to, take off closet doors.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Shouts out to Spencer's though.
Yeah.
But I missed that. I missed that table, and I missed that beer pong table. I missed all the stories, all the experiences.
If you're in the inner circle, you know what table we're talking about,
Yeah.
and your signature's probably on there.
Probably
There's
on it.
probably almost 100 signatures on the table.
Total.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
So
say
I don't think we explained. We make a point to have everyone who plays on the table sign underneath it.
and this has been happening for 7 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody who we've ever had at a party has signed this beer pong table with dates.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dicks on that thing.
Not by me. I don't sign. I don't put my dick print on there as a signature. So, not just kidding. But okay, so again, I missed that table. And it actually, we're speaking. Well, again, never mind us. We're kind of rambling on because now we're just reminiscing about all that. Because, like I said, the crux of this was 7 years ago. We took that photo, and we're here to recreate that photo later today. Listen. We're not
On this date.
We've upgraded. Okay, we're not drinking Budweisers ananymore. Not that we have anything against them. Because I'll still drink a Budweiser. You know,
We can afford 805s now.
Shoot. But okay, not that we're opposed to Budweisers because I'll still drink them if they're there. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect shotgun drinks.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for sure. You know what I mean? So
Better than Bud Light.
I even went out and bought
it.
a 6-pack of Budweisers just for the photo.
Ugh.
It's really just for the fridge because it's gonna be sitting in the fridge, but. Yeah, we just got to retake that photo, you know? We've came a long way from having to buy 30 packs of Budweisers. And speaking of buying 30 packs of Budweisers, bro, when you think about it, it was actually a good price. Like, it was a steal.
16, 17 bucks?
For a 30 rack.
And then they went up to like 23, and I was
now
like,
they're getting
this is way overpriced.
Now they're getting a little bit of crazy.
Well, I'm sure that played a huge part in the fact that that's why we
That's
were
why we were
buying
drinking that.
the Budweiser.
It was, I would not like to say we were cheap. We were just more cost-effective people.
It was just college, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was just college, you know?
We were-
Budweiser,
Yeah.
beer pong tables, and apartments almost getting burnt down, and people getting thrown through the fucking
You know who you are.
People-
If you watch these, you know who
people
you
getting
are.
pushed onto the goddamn tables and breaking them through. No big deal.
All for a blowjob. All for a blowjob.
Now that, when he's right, he's right.
He's right,
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no lie.
I want to go back a little bit before the 7-year date. I want to go back a little bit before Sacramento, and I want to go back before all of this, right? So I've heard this story multiple times. I've heard this story about you guys because I think it's funny and it's two different perspectives. But I would think it'd be funny for you guys to tell the people your background as a couple and how you guys got together.
Okay.
Who's
You
gonna
can
go first?
start because our
gonna go
stories
first?
are so different.
So,
I'll leave
Hold
some
on.
stuff out though.
Okay.
So
Come on with it, Ashley.
the first time we both saw each other, which it's
It was
actually
a match made in heaven. Dig
Yeah,
hard.
I thought you were gonna let me spell
Love
it.
just pumping through our eyes. It's magic. You know. All right, go ahead.
You done?
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty interesting that we didn't cross paths before this because over the years we've found out we've had so many similar friends. We're always in like the same area around the
Yeah.
same times. But I was actually coming home from my 8th grade dance.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and my mom had a friend over
Made me feel
and
old.
his son. And I was just kind of stopping in.
Me and my dad.
I was getting a night bag to stay the night at a friend's house, so I didn't even really look twice at Josh.
Oh,
but I was
Yeah,
also, I'm a teenager. I was constantly fighting with my mom, so
Right,
I was
right.
in the middle of an argument with her. But pretty much, my mom and his dad had mutual friends. And so they were spending more time together. Josh and I were around each other more often, and
We just fucking
Just-
fell in love,
just
dude.
happened.
It just, I mean,
Why is
yeah,
that perspective
but no,
so
like-
different from mine? We just fell in love. This is happening still.
Well, I thought it was the uniqueness of it in that like your guys' parents were initially like knew each other first.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, oh, you have a kid? It's like, oh, you have a kid too?
Oh, you have a
And then it
horny
was just
son?
like, and then this guy, see, it was funny because when I hear Josh tell his story, he always goes, he says, I don't want to quote you, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
That's it.
essentially you say, you're like, damn, who's that white chick? Like, he said,
So, I'll tell you then.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
say it.
So I'm over at the house, smoking reefer,
Okay.
and I'm hanging out,
Yeah.
chilling with my dad and her mom, and we're all,
Doing the
engaging
thing.
in marijuana activities. And her mom's like,
I mean, it's legal now.
put it
so
away,
you don't
put it away,
gotta-
put it away. And I'm like, what's happening? And I'm stoned out of my mind. She's put it away. My daughter's here. And I was like, oh shit, you have a daughter? And my dad was like, Josh, no. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, your mom straight up looked at me and said, don't look at her. Don't even look at my daughter. And I was like, fuck you. I'm going to figure out who she is and I'm going to hit that shit. And so I look and you came walking up the stairs with your ugly ass friend, Sydney.
Aw.
It's messed up.
Shout out Sydney,
Shout
bro.
out Sydney. I hope her glasses still work. But you come up the stairs and I'm still with a mouthful of smoke, like trying to blow
holding
it
it
out.
in.
And I have the weed hidden, and your mom was like, put it away. Like, just put it away. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I put everything away, and you come down the stairs again. And I was like, oh my God, she's beautiful. Not really that. I was like, oh, she's fucking cute. I'm going to try. And you come down, barreling down, yelling.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Where the fuck is my bra? And I'm like, oh, this is about to get weird.
It was a brand new bra.
To her defense.
Bro, whatever. I was like, what the fuck is happening now? I'm way too high for this. You start yelling at your mom. And your mom's like, I'm wearing it. And you're like, why are you wearing it? You ain't even got no titties. Starts dogging her out. And I'm like looking at my dad like, bro, what the fuck what did you bring me over to? My dad's just sitting there like, I don't know what's going on either. And you just cuss your mom out. And then you're like, give me the bra. Okay, no cussing. But like, you look,
Like she said,
on
teenage
God,
girl
Scout's
going at
honor,
it,
you don't even have any boobs. Why are you wearing it?
No, I said it doesn't even fit you.
Tits. The word tits or boobs was in
AKA,
that.
no boobs.
Wait, you're a scout?
No, I'm not a scout, but I know they put like 3 or 2 fingers.
No, that's the games, word games. What's it called? Yeah, what is that?
Hunger
Twilight
Games.
Hunger
Oh, Hunger
Twilight.
Games. I don't know, dude. I don't
High
that
know.
power?
High
J Law.
power.
J-Law.
Shouts out Kendrick.
Jennifer
J-Law.
Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Anyway, so they yell at each other. She
Makes
leaves.
sense.
I was like, that was your daughter? And your mom was like, stop. You don't have to talk to her. You don't have to see her. Blah, 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 blah. Bunch of bullshit that I was just went in through one ear out the other. Because I just saw the love of my life and I had to go for it.
Oh my God, you guys. And that's just like, imagine telling your kids that story. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more refined because I'm not going to tell them I was selling
be
weed
my
and smoking weed
version
there.
of the story.
Yeah, I was like, I was over there selling weed. So
Okay, so, what part of the story, or I guess at the beginning of the relationship, what part of the story is the bench? Do you remember the bench? You're talking about basically, okay, so you had a bench and there were drugs involved, something like that. You guys remember that?
But there's a lot of drugs involved in our past. So
It was like both of you were high. I forget. There was a bench.
was it the Seroquel time that we had a party with our friends?
God.
And I gave all of our friends Seroquel?
Is it the
That
bench?
was a year or a year and a half in, a year or 2 in.
What about the photos that you guys took where this fool has his curly ass hair and he looks like Andy Milonakis?
Oh, so was I messing around with my sandal? And there's a bunch of other kids?
You just have your hat and your fucking curly hair
dude,
out.
that was God. My hair was so long back in the day.
His curly ass
And
hair.
it was,
Yeah.
Bro, put in the Avril Lavigne song, man. He's a skater boy. I'll see you later, boy.
Okay, so when did you guys? What was the first because you guys didn't talk that night, right?
No, not at all. No,
So when
I
was
was
the-
here probably for a couple weeks after that.
Yeah.
So what was the first engagement like?
So this is a better story probably
Okay,
than
here we go.
when
Wait,
we
which one are
first
you going to
met.
go? Are you going to go the pier?
Oh no, I was gonna go the
pot
truck
brownies.
bed.
Truck bed. Maybe I'm thinking of that
that's
one.
a great one. Have you not
Yeah.
heard this?
Maybe it was that.
Everyone's heard
Because I remember it was
Yeah.
it was something with sitting.
Okay, so
Okay.
let me lay the ground for this.
All right.
So we're chilling. Her and her mom lived on top of the mesa in Oceana, or Napomo, if people know, in the Central Coast.
I'm already feeling it.
And fucking, we are chilling up there, and your mom had some crazy proposition, and my dad was just like, hey, we're going to go to Vallejo with him to go visit her grandma. And I was like, all right, lit. I would love to go to Vallejo. Huge fan of Mac Dre. I was stoked to go to Vallejo for my first time. I was like, it's fucking lit. Bay Area, hyphe. Let's go. And we're like, all right, we're going up. And your mom's like, all right, so we have this truck. It was a 1989 Ford Ranger.
Gotcha.
If you can imagine. They only made single cabs back in the day.
Okay.
So that means there's room for 3 people in the cab. And then her mom and my dad sat in the cab, and we're like, so here's what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to lay in the back of the bed all the way to the Bay Area. So her mom and my dad,
I feel
as
like
great adults that they were, put me and her in a fucking truck bed
with a sheet over
with a
us.
sheet, a fucking, not a fitted sheet either, so we couldn't hold it down.
Are they just trying to be grandparents? Like, what the fuck?
The upper
What
sheet.
is going on?
And then they just put luggage all around us, and they're like, don't move. And we're like, okay.
Bro, this sounds like you guys are about to cross the border and
That's
just trying
what
to
it
sneak
felt
some
like,
people
bro.
back, dude.
Imagine it's a 4-hour road trip almost,
Yeah.
all the way up to fucking Vallejo.
That's a mob.
From the Central Coast.
From the Pomo.
From Napomo.
Most of the listeners knows where that's at anyway, so.
Oh, okay, so you
Yeah,
guys know. From Napomo, where we were living at the time, all the way up to fucking Vallejo, with me and her laying in the back of the truck bed with a sheet over us.
Fucking awkward.
So,
And then every once in a
I
while,
was
the
just saying
wind
that.
would be blowing it, and my mom, they'd open the little window, and they go, hey, we can see you. And we'd be like, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh, shit.
And so we'd have to cover up so no one
So none of
passing
the-
by could
Bro,
see us.
so every
my
now and
mind
then-
went.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
Bro.
we weren't doing
Right,
anything.
She was
yet.
sucking my toes under that sheet and everything. It was crazy.
It just threw me out.
I
She's
thought
like,
you were
"Hey."
the toe sucker.
No, it's you. I just had to let the listeners know that it's involved in our life.
Oh, yeah.
Hot sauce and all.
She was like, what the fuck? Do you have a flashlight? What is that? Like, what is touching me right now? You're like, oh, yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
can't turn over, fuck.
He's just sideways.
Her mom just sees this through the sheet.
She was like,
No.
Josh, put your nose away. You're like, what?
It's halfway down the bed.
Turn your head sideways.
So every now and then, so me and her would play games and shit like that while we were under there, and then every now and then we'd be like, "There's a truck, there's a semi coming back." So we'd go like this, and we'd open the sheet, and we'd look at the truck driver and go, "Ah, ah!" And we start like making like, "Ah, help me!" And the truck driver would be like, and then I'd close the sheet.
Wait,
and then
that was during the day?
yeah,
Okay.
during the middle of the
Broad
fucking
daylight.
day, bro.
Yeah.
And we
Gotcha.
drove all the way up to Vallejo, and we parked, and we got to her grandma's house, and her grandma was like, "Where are the kids at?" And then we came out of the sheet, and she was like, "Sammy, you brought them all the way up here like this?" She was like, "It was all the way." And then we ended up going to fucking Sacramento. We came out here to Sacramento, my cousin Chemo's house, and my friend, Chemo, our friend now, I was 15 at the time.
So you guys already had been to... I didn't know that. You guys already had came to Sacramento.
Yeah, I used to come up
like-
to Sac when I was a kid all the time to my Aunt Pat's house.
Ah, that makes more
This
sense.
was
now.
Yeah.
my first time.
That was her
I
first time to
believe.
Sac
Yeah.
That makes
because
sense.
I'm from originally from San Jose. So when I was a kid, we'd come from San Jose and we'd visit Sacramento because my
That's right,
great grandma
that's right.
Lucy used to live 2 fucking blocks away or a block away, the other side of the neighborhood from where Chemo lives now.
Yeah.
My grandma. So we'd come and visit family and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we ended up coming up here in a like we were chilling, and my cousin and his, Chemo's friends. His friend was like, "Hey man, I got these mushrooms, man." And I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna buy some." And then he was like, "I don't think I can sell these to you. You're like 14 years old." And I was like, "It's fine, bro. Just give me the fucking
I'm
mushrooms."
15.
Yeah.
You're like, do you want to
I
make
was like-
money or not?
I'm in the back, and I opened the bag, and I
He
was like,
trying to impress me.
"Do you want to eat some mushrooms?" You're like, "What are those?" And I was
So,
like,
yeah, I hadn't done like anything. I
No
I hadn't
drugs at
even
that
really
point.
had any alcohol. So I looked at
we weren't dating at this point, though.
Yeah.
No, we weren't even dating at this
This
point.
was just the exposure that led to
Yeah.
it, though. So I was like,
I think we were messing around with each other though at that time.
we were
though.
like making out.
Yeah, just
But
shit
that,
like
it was.
that.
It started that weekend.
Yeah.
Making out has always been the best, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
at
it
first,
really is.
At first, not so much now, because like
Making
my
out with
teeth knackered.
strangers is fun. Like
It's
to this
always at
day, I
first.
love doing it. I love making out with strangers. Random ass people though, but gilfs though.
Wow.
60 and up.
They're seeing the beginning of the relationship and the end.
Oh,
What she doesn't
bro.
realize, people out there, is that I'm trying to lock us down a sugar mama.
Oh my god.
Someone to take care of us.
She is the sugar mama.
No, a sugar grandmama.
Oh, okay, that makes
A
sense.
sugar gamma.
Gamma.
No, but anyway, we're flying back down.
So it's the Hulk, gamma.
And then gamma radiation. Oh, I'm opening the mushrooms and I'm like, you want to eat these with me? And she was like,
He thinks he's
no,
hot shit.
You're
All
fucking
cool.
lame. She was like, no, I'm not. So here's the oh my God, I hate telling this part, but it's just the God's honest
I
truth.
think I know it. I think
A couple nights before, we're at her great grandma's house in Livermore,
Yep,
and me and her made out all night. We were just,
it's the best. Isn't it?
fucking around with each other, just teenagers.
Yeah.
The next day, I was like, so do you want to like,
is this a thing?
do you want, no, straight up. I was like, so do you want to be like my girlfriend or anything like that? We're young.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, no.
Yeah.
I was in front of her grandma's house, bro. And I was like,
Well, now
yeah,
you're
yeah,
scarred.
no, it's cool,
Now you're
it's cool.
scarred.
it's cool. I wasn't even tripping.
Now it's like
all
fuck
good.
grandma. Every time I think, that's kidding. Every single time I think about it, nah, just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, no, I just want to have fun.
Like
Yo,
you're a
shout-
30-year-old woman on
Bro,
Tinder.
it's a hot girl.
What the fuck was
It's
that?
a hot girl summer.
Yeah,
It was a
bro.
hot girl summer at 14.
At 14.
Yeah, bro, it's lit.
We actually, oh, I should have brought that. We actually have, so the very first picture we took with each other was on that trip at Livermore the next day with her grandma. Her great grandma took us out to breakfast at some diner, and I was like drawing and shit. And then we took a picture.
Oh wait,
Outside.
now I know. Sorry,
The one
now
that's on our photo album.
Now I know that photo came to mind right now. But now that I think about it too, the bench thing I'm talking about is there's a photo of you rolling up
Oh, with all my homies?
at the bench.
Yeah, with all my homies. That
Yeah.
was before everyone went to prison and shit.
Yeah. I just remember that photo and he's looking up like
Yeah.
he's just
Oh,
like rolling.
It was like me,
Yeah. That's the photo I was talking about.
Mini Tony, Kyle Loke, if you're out there, Mini Tony, Blake, Nathan, and Bagel, or Jesse was out there.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
we're
that
all,
bench,
and then
bro.
literally a
It's
couple days later, I think,
Probably for the bench.
no, a couple days later is when Blake, I think, got locked up.
Yeah.
I believe so.
We spent that night together so Josh
Yeah.
was supposed to be with his
Don't mean to air you out,
Mm.
Blake. I'm sorry, man.
And then, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I got
Anyway.
the call.
We can go down this rabbit hole forever.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Continue
there's
with
so
it.
much.
Continue with it.
Almost 12 years of stories
Not true.
in
Okay.
August, bro.
Okay, continue with it.
Okay, so
Wait, where was it? What were we leaving off?
we were talking about, me getting turned down like a fucking
Okay,
bitch.
yeah. Turn down. Okay.
Yeah.
So she was just like, no, it's a hot girl summer. It's 14. About to get my nails done for the first time.
I'm just trying to play my cards right now.
Yeah.
I got like 3 on deck.
Probably the
You
only
did, though.
time Josh was trying to be respectful in our entire
Yeah.
relationship.
I'm very fucking respectful.
Dude.
Clearly.
Don't listen to her.
Dude.
Don't fucking listen to Jamuki over here.
This fucking guy.
This fucking chick, eh?
She's a fucking
You
mooly.
fucking mooly.
So she said no. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I'm a fucking dumbass. So
And
yeah,
now
she
they're
said-
getting married, y'all. They're engaged.
Yeah, now we're getting married.
Persistence.
It's called consistency.
I literally was consistent with it though. I kept flirting. I kept hitting her up. We kept hanging out. It was cool.
That's the way you got to do it.
Just one pee touch.
What?
She gave me.
There's
Now
a
we're
certain
together.
extent though. You got to stay consistent. You definitely got to be,
Still a virgin.
all up in there. But then it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, don't be creepy. What are you doing standing outside the window?
I wasn't though. I ended up being like, I'm a fucking player, dog. I don't need this shit. And I tried to act all like, I'll text you later. And she was like, okay, cool.
Oh, when you do the cool thing where they leave you when they left you, or not leave you, but like they don't reply right away.
Yeah.
Maybe like a day later, where it's just like, oh my bad.
I shouldn't have a phone, so that's why.
I didn't have one either. So I
I couldn't afford a cell phone.
Yeah.
So I did like we shared one phone between me and my dad. So like
Well,
I'd be
maybe-
like, "Can I use it to
think
call Ashley?"
One last cute story of our beginning was we are talking and my mom would always like take my phone to use it because she was always losing her phones.
Yeah.
And so Josh wanted to talk with me, but I was going to my friend's house for the night.
Sydney.
And so I said Negan. And so he's like, here, take my phone. I'll use my dad's phone and I can keep texting you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure. And I totally forgot about this.
You can't
This is a really
follow up. The end of the
It's
story is
same
bad.
Story. So, so he gives me the phone. It was super weird. I'm getting out of the car, and he goes, "Bye, love you." And I look
remember
back
that. I remember
like,
that. Who the fuck is this guy saying I love you already?
"Bye." Yeah, it was super weird because that was before really anything
Yeah.
between us started. So, so that happened. Then yeah, him and his dad ended up getting in a huge fight because his dad found out he gave me the phone, and it was a whole ordeal. But yeah,
This fool
That
over
was
here.
the first and only fight I've lost to my dad. I'll tell you that.
we definitely went through a lot of lengths to
Talk
stay
to
in
each
touch
other.
with one another.
Yeah.
Stole neighbors' internet to like Facebook message.
I would go sit at McDonald's
Yeah.
till like 1 a.m.
They're like, sir, you can
No.
only eat so much McDoubles. Let's be real. They're like,
I'm like, I just feel what I keep
they're
using
like,
the internet.
let me just get one more, dog.
You're not even eating them, sir.
Okay. So we talked about it's tough with this one too, like the background stuff, because like I said, we can go like all you guys to say, but you guys can go like on and on and on, you know,
Yeah,
because it's just so much
forever.
history for him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I want to get into this next part of it, which is how we clicked right away and how similar we are. Now, at this one, it's going to be first with me and Josh,
Yeah.
because there's a secondary part for this one.
Yeah.
But the secondary part, which, I mean, I guess we can kind of breeze by it really quick because we've talked about it
Yeah,
before,
we
you know?
talked about it, yeah.
But, you know, we went to school. I met Josh first. We're going to school together. How we cleaned up right away. Similar areas, similar backgrounds. It was just like, you're from this area, I'm from this area. You're going to school for this, I'm going to school for this. Oh, bro, your family does this, my family does this. We have this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a click up thing right away. So now, the second part to this one is first impressions, y'all. First impressions, okay? So I know my first impression with Josh, which was at first it was just like, who is this kid? Like, it was just like, who is like it was like,
down, Ruka.
it was like I didn't even. But again, granted, that's just how back in the day what it was for me. It was just like, who, like I don't know this. Like, you know,
Yeah,
who's
I was
this fool trying to
kind
be all
of
friendly with
I
me,
was
you know?
standoffish.
I was just like,
A little
who the
bit
fuck
too,
is,
though.
you know? I was like, who's these people? But it's also like back in the day, me, especially back then, was also just like, yo, I'm just only focused on this shit, doing what I gotta do. Like I don't really care to make friends.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I
literally
got him
came
real
here, was
concentrated
for-
on money and bitches.
Yeah.
And a little bit of power, just like the Locks said.
Yeah, wait. Nah, but it was just like that was my focus at that time, you know. So first impressions between me and him was just kind of like, cool, what's up? We're classmates. I don't really care for anything else.
Yeah.
At first
He didn't even want to sign my yearbook.
I didn't tell you. I didn't care about like. I was just like, "What the fuck are you guys?" You know. So that was the initial first impressions, and then it was like we got put in a group together, and then we're just like, "Oh, bro, we're similar in hella ways."
Yeah,
I mean, so that was the first impressions.
It worked easy. Yeah,
And then
we both hated
Ashley-
everybody else.
Ashley came in the. Well, I'm not gonna say came in the picture because you've always been there, but
Into
I-
your guys' picture.
I met.
Yeah.
So I ended up
Playing in the background.
I ended up meeting Ashley, and I was just like, "Yeah, Ashley's dope." But you know, the feeling wasn't reciprocated towards me. Okay, the feeling was not mutual. You know.
And it's, so
So go ahead.
so basically, I would come. Ashley at that time was living at Sac State,
Yes.
so she stayed in the dorms at Sac State. I lived wherever I lived in
Yeah.
multiple places, in the parking lot at Sac State sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, I'd come back like a girl on spring break talking about a boy. I'd be like, oh my
Yeah.
God,
There's
we
this
did
guy.
this today. Me and Albert did
Albert
this.
that.
Albert that. And she was just like, I don't like this guy because you're just going to get in trouble.
Mhm.
Which I am a troublemaker by nature,
Yeah.
and I like to get into shenanigans. And I
I've
like
had
people
my
that
fair
are
share of
exactly.
getting
I
in
like
trouble.
people that relate to me that also have the fair share of wanting to get into shenanigans with me. I'm like, oh, you like doing dumb shit too?
yeah.
Let's go do dumb shit together. So I would tell her the dumb shit that we would do.
Mhm.
Some of it. Keep that
We
in
got
the
into
dark.
some
There
dumb
lies
shit.
the
Yeah.
issue.
And straight up. And she was just not very receptive to it and been like, oh yeah, he sounds like a fucking great person for you to hang out with all the time.
and go.
Yeah. Well, like, mind you, I'm going to Sac State
Mhm.
and I'm going to all my classes, I'm doing all my assignments. And Josh starts off very serious at your guys' school. And then, Albert starts coming along. And yeah, I went to Albert's during lunch. And then, I don't know, you probably said some things like we got in trouble or we were late or something.
We were
And I
drinking.
was like, yeah,
We were drinking
like
on
drinking
lunch.
40s at lunch. And I
To
was
our
like,
defense, though, this is why. I tell people this to this day. We were so fucking broke.
Yeah.
Me and him, it sounds kind of bad,
Yeah.
but we didn't have enough money to get full off of, like, let's go
Yeah.
fucking buy a sandwich.
I would say the story about how ultimately how I ended up getting my stomach issues, but like how like it was actually cheaper to get a 32 ounce.
It was 2 for $3.
Yeah, 2 for $3 as opposed to even going to the dollar menu at McDonald's was more expensive
Than
than
getting
the alcohol.
2 32-ounce beers. And on top of that, we have fun doing it. We drink it, and we're full for hella long.
Kids, do not do that. By the way, I just want to reiterate: do not do this. Again,
40
this is back in the
ounces.
day.
Not a substitute for lunch.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But I guess like especially
like a parental
yeah, and then
advisory
too, it wasn't like we were doing this every single day.
No,
you know?
no.
It wasn't.
No.
It definitely was not every day.
No.
And two, it was like
It was just
we weren't,
days we had some struggle.
and it
going on.
wasn't. We weren't the only ones too, though. Like there was other people.
Oh, but
too.
there was kids fucking just.
there was people like smoking, like and doing all kinds
fucked
of
up.
shit. You know?
Yeah, and we didn't smoke weed, so it was
Yeah.
like
So it was just like we was drinking. You know, it was bad because
We were the
would
mild
go,
kids.
we would drink, and then come back, and then we would have like a little buzz at school, and then just be like, dude, I'm down to paint right now. You know, like I'm down to.
it got
do
me
whatever.
hyped for shit.
Yeah,
I'm
be like,
you
what
know
are we doing? They're like, oh,
fucking-
we're gonna break apart a car. And I was like, it's lit.
Let's cut a fucking quarter panel off. Hammered, literally hammered,
I wouldn't say hammered,
buzzed,
but
lightly
definitely buzzed. Definitely
lightly
buzzed. But continue. Actually.
It got us through the day. Hey, another point to touch on.
Mm.
When I went to school there, before I removed myself from that
I
school,
said drink my beer.
I had a fucking 4.0. And
Solid.
I was top in every single one of my classes. Still doing that. So you two kids can get drunk at school.
Oh my god.
and come out on top. Yo, and to his defense, in our class, there was like 30 something people when we took when we did welding,
Mm-hmm.
and you have steel and aluminum. We were the only two.
We're the only two people
The
to
only
do
two people that got certified
in aluminum and steel.
Give me some.
Bro,
Come on
all
now.
those other kids were fucking struggling. They're like, I can't figure out the aluminum welding.
We were the only two.
I was like, because you're fucking
Little did they know
ass,
we were
David.
buzzed a lot of the time. Bro. It's so bad. Like when you look back at it, it's so bad. You know.
They were terrible. Those kids are terrible. And some of those kids paint people's cars today.
Yeah, that's true. So it was that bad. So actually, it was obviously, understandably so, was just kind of like, who the fuck is this dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly the first time we met, but I think the first couple
remember.
times I was like,
Nah.
he's all right. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see what the hype's all about.
Yeah.
After.
I think she literally said that in words, though.
No.
I'm-
I mean,
I mean, it's better than fuck this guy. You know, like
Yeah, that's true.
It's a nicer way.
I don't know
of
what the
saying
hype's
it.
about, but whatever.
Yeah.
but I think like a few times in, I was like, okay, like I think you were respectable.
Yeah.
Like
Very
we
respectful, for
all
sure.
clicked pretty well.
I think
we
that
had
was
good conversation.
The
we had
military
fun.
thing, you'd always tell me too. It's like when you have a girl, you'd be like, that's your wife, dog.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
I,
your- what you treat
I would
as your
always
wife.
be like, oh no, like it's like where like because I used to like go drop him off. Well, I'm talking like in third person, right?
Yeah.
I used to go drop him off to her. I used to I mean I even get like they even stayed with me at my
Mhm.
spot. I stayed
Yeah, we
with them
lived
at
in the
their
living
spot.
room
So it's
there,
just
yeah.
like it was the thing where it's just like even to this day too, like when it comes to like my homies girls, like they're so I don't even look at them like they're so
As humans.
no, I wouldn't say that. But like it's just like that's my homie's girl, so it's like 1,000% respect, 1,000% like not anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just look at everybody like homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just like a thing. We hung
And,
out.
and I respected that a lot
Yeah.
back then too, because I was a little jealous dickhead back then too.
Oh, not. I mean, every dude was back in the day. You know.
Yeah.
But like, no, like it was just like a thing. It was just like that's your homie. Oh, you know what's funny too?
Oh God, no.
Now that I think about it too, because we're talking about like first impressions and everything, right? I remember early. I forget where exactly when, but this is my first apartment, right? I remember we kicked it, and I can't remember from the top of my head. Maybe I do. I can't remember off the top of my head, but one of my homies that we hung out with, I remember we all kick it together, and then afterwards, we go all separate ways. And then I remember he tells me, he goes, "Hey, bro," I'm like, "What's up?" And he goes, "Your homie." I'm like, "Josh." He goes, "Yeah, yeah." And like his girl, and he just goes like that, and I'm like, "What? Like, what do you?" He goes, "Bro, like how?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh, I'm ugly.
he goes, "Wow." Like, I'm like, I didn't understand what he was talking about. I was like, "What do you mean?" He
No,
goes,
it's
like,
understandable
he
question.
goes, "What do you?" No, but like, I didn't get what he was saying because he wasn't like straight up being like, So he goes, "Bro, like, how? It didn't make no sense. Like, how does he get her?" I'm like, "Oh," I go, "I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, they're just,
Sometimes there's
I was
no
like,
answers for some questions.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, at this point too, is like
Only the shadow knows.
we'd only kicked it with like a couple, like we only kicked it a couple times,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I mean, I don't think, I was like, they're in love. I don't know. I didn't know what to say,
Fucking just
But yeah, at that
Tiny
point,
dick.
we had been together already for like 4 years.
Yeah,
so.
at that point, yeah.
yeah.
But see, to us, it was like it was new.
It was
I
new,
mean,
yeah, to other people, yeah.
Yeah.
No, especially the getting out to other people, yeah. No, it's a question that's been asked before. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Pretty ugly.
Aw. It's the inside that counts.
Yeah, no, I have terrible insights too.
Personality.
I have a horrible heart.
I don't mean literally
I'm
like
heartless.
intestinal. I mean like not just kidding.
Gastrointestinal.
Gastrointestinal.
You had IBF.
But no, but it was cool. Like I like to talk about those type of things because it's like the inside stuff that like
Yeah, you get the inside scoop.
inside scoop for a lot of things. But it's
Yeah.
just also it's funny that to talk about that like again years removed. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
And talk about like the first impression stuff. I mean, even to like go furthermore in that, it's also like we went from being like, man, I don't like actually being like, I don't know about this dude. You know what I mean? To like kicking all the time, to staying with each other, to like throwing up in kitchens together, like throwing up in fucking my closet,
Like simultaneous.
literally like
Oh my
you know what I mean?
God,
Like
I love
going
that
to
story.
freaking like going to Pozo, like meeting your guys' family, meeting your parents, meeting my parents,
And then we
meeting
met your family, your
grandparents.
parents. Yeah, I met all your grandparents. and
Right,
shit
that's what
and
I'm saying. Like
everything
you
too,
guys
yeah.
went to San Lucas. I've been to freaking everywhere your family's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like to go from there to like to knowing as much as we are right now, and to even
Yeah.
be here right now doing this, like 7 years removed from the photo and everything. It's just like I like the good insight for everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy for a lot
I
of
think
stuff.
7 years. I'm like, wow.
Okay,
It's a long time.
it's a long freaking time.
fucking old, bro.
Which was the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which was 7 years ago today. Like I said, we
Mhm.
took that photo. Okay, so now that we have that, in retrospect, did we see ourselves like 7 years ago? Did we see ourselves today here?
No.
No, right?
Mm-mm.
No, I had no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
I had, yeah, no idea. Honestly, though, yeah, no, I had no idea that they would come
Yeah.
to like this at all. I had kind of an idea of what I wanted to do with my life and my career and everything like that. I didn't
Mhm.
think I'd be where I am today, but like, it's crazy. I thought
It's solid.
literally at that moment, I was like, I'm just gonna play video games every day and do nothing.
Well, dude, to give you guys your credit too, everything you guys, since I've known you guys, everything that you said that you're going to do and you plan on doing has literally been done and is
Yeah.
in the either still currently in the process or it's like you guys did it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like
5-year plan shit. That
That's-
shit works, kids.
it really does, So
Mhm.
I
Set
think
your
it's
mind to
it's,
something.
it's crazy too because, like I said, the reason why I asked that about like did we see ourselves 7 years, now? I mean it's so I'm not gonna say
You as well,
unbearable.
yeah. Did you see
Yeah.
yourself?
No, well, yeah, that's what I was
hold
gonna
hands?
talk. That's what I was gonna say now. That's what I was gonna say now. I was like, dude, speak 7 years. I didn't even know. I didn't even know where I was gonna be at post school. Like when we
Yeah.
got done with school, like I literally had no clue about where I was
Yeah,
gonna go.
You
what I
would
was gonna
talk about
do.
that shit too. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
I
was
don't know
like-
what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I was like, I have no fucking clue. Even showing up to Sacramento, and even enrolling in school, and then like I talked about in episodes before, even just being at school, dude. Like I came here I didn't even have an apartment. Remember?
yeah,
Like I literally had no plan for everything. So showing up in
fucking gym
Sacramento,
showers.
yeah,
That's
like
right.
showing up in Sacramento alone was a fucking big leap and jump for me. But then afterwards, being like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But to be here 7 years later and still be here. It's like I couldn't plan. I couldn't script that. Like if this was a movie, I couldn't even tell you this was gonna be the ending.
Let's get a fucking snake fist bump here. Everybody fist each other.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
Right. Is this fucking what is it? Centipede?
Oh, dude, we just Eiffel Towered you.
Oh. Bro, this is the closest to a threesome I've gotten in a fucking. She's like, bro, I can't, bro, no. But hold on, but okay. So again, I said my thing about the 7 years. Like, I really didn't. Like, it's so crazy. Like I said, to just to reminisce on that and think in retrospect, going from there to now and being like, never would have thought. Same thing with you, like what you said was like, it was like you were just going, Like with Ashley, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but also it's like when you came to SAC, you knew minimal 4 years, right? So minimal 4 years, at least you had that. But even when you got done with school and everything, did you know for a fact, like, I'm still going to be here? Or is this something that you wanted to pursue? Like, what was that after that? What was the plan for the post 4 year?
I think during those first 4 years, I really fell in love with Sacramento.
Yeah.
Right. Meeting new people, new friendships, so much opportunity.
Shout out Melissa and Curtis.
I always talk about the food as well, right? There's always so many places to eat in Sacramento.
The amount of cafes.
Where we grew up, there's like 4 places you go to that you like know. I mean, too. Like smaller. Yeah. Your town is a lot smaller than our town.
Everybody knows everybody.
But it's like, dude, there's like 7 McDonald's in like a square mile where I live, and then back home there's 2.
Yeah. So there's all of that. So I fell in love with Sacramento, and then I was probably a junior in undergrad when I really finalized what I wanted to do and recognized I needed a graduate degree to get that, a master's degree. So, and there's just so much more opportunity in Sacramento. We always planned to move back home, but as the years just came through, it just got farther and farther. It's still a goal we have, but we like where we're at right now, and we're fine with that.
As my cousin Nate said, he's like, you've been gone from the Central Coast so long, you're not from SLO or anything anymore. You're you're from Sacramento.
Yeah, like if you meet people
from Sacramento.
Yeah, if you talk to like new people and you meet new people, it's like you're gonna say that. So you're not gonna be like, if they be like, "Oh, where you from?" Like, you're not gonna be like.
As it goes on, I'm like, "Oh no, I'm Oceano."
Yeah, or just NorCal.
I'm from fucking Sacramento.
Yeah, but most people know that too. It's like when people ask, like, originally, if they ask me like, "Oh, where you from originally?" I have to say like Monterey. It's like the closest thing.
Bro. We have to say
they don't know,
Pismo Beach.
Yeah.
Or even then people are like,
the dunes?
Santa Barbara? Yeah. And I'm like, no, fuck no. Fuck Santa Barbara.
Is that close to the dunes?
Is that close to the ocean dunes?
The equator? Like what? Hold on, what? Like, no, but that
the Pismo dunes?
But it's a cool, like I said, it's an interesting question to ask because time is just, as you guys know, time just flies, and in that process of just growing up and evolving and altering, I know plans don't exactly go accordingly, but they also can change, and so in that too, I remember just even speaking to you guys, behind closed doors or whatever you want to call it, it was always just like, oh no, man, we're gonna as soon as Ashley gets done, like you specifically too, be like, oh, I'm just here until Ashley graduates, and then we're gonna go back home, man. Like, we have all the family over there.
That was the plan, dude.
It's always been the plan,
In my head, I was like, I'm still very homesick to a point because, well, even like back then though, it was still struggling with like my little sisters, and I had grown up raising my little sisters and shit. So it was tough for me even coming. But I was like, yeah, once we're done, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna find a fucking job at a body shop back home and just call it good. Like that's what was gonna happen. But she was like, no, I'm going to just keep going to school for more years and keep on doing it. And I was like, well, I guess we're not going back now. And now I'm here.
Yeah.
But it's always a plan.
Yeah, it's always, you can only plan so much, You can only, even myself too, like, I never thought this long in here in Sacramento, And like I said, just knowing that it's going 7+ years is just kind of
And
like,
now you own a home, so you're like, now I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm here.
Well, that's what's tough too, is just kind of like, there is always the option of, selling it. You can always buy a house in another spot. But when you get into those type of decisions, it's more so of like, okay, uh, what and what are you going to change? And then, now that I have a son, it's just like, you're growing up to a certain point. How are you going to switch at this point? Or,
When's the right time?
when's the
Yeah.
right time? What's a good environment
Yeah.
for the, for the baby to go to school? Like now in school like, is like, well, he's too young for school, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it's all those little things to think about.
He's only 620 months old.
Yeah, no, he's only 600, like, it's 8 hours and 2, like, there's always
The exact time.
the exact one,
17 seconds
Well,
old.
I think like part of it is getting caught up with everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I speak for myself. I genuinely enjoy living in Sacramento.
I do now,
Yeah.
though. I really do.
For
I like
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's another thing too is like for you have family that's closer, I guess you would say, to here,
Yeah.
as opposed to San Luis Obispo.
So yeah. So
You don't even have family back there
right
anymore.
after I moved, I mean, my only family back home was my mom,
Mhm.
and she moved. She actually moved before I did.
No, yeah,
So of course I think of Josh's family as my own family, but yeah, no personal ties there. When I would go by myself, I would stay with Josh's family because I didn't have family there. But yeah, I have family in San Jose, San Andreas, Vallejo, all
Yeah.
over.
and it's like with the family thing too. It's like it makes decisions, I guess you would say. It makes those type of decisions as far as moving. It's either tough or easy,
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of people that we went to school with too, I feel like a lot of them, like as soon as school was done, unfortunately, and it's not a knock or a diss towards them, but like they all just went back,
Yeah.
No,
just went
I'll
back.
knock them,
We
bro.
didn't have that option though.
That's the thing.
There's a lot of people who had the option of fucking, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go back home with my parents and do shit like that. I guess I can't knock the people who go back home with
Yeah.
their parents because financial situations,
Right.
yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it's not
But-
knocking them, but it's just like
A lot
I
of
don't
people
know.
didn't follow through.
Yeah,
You come here, it's going to expand your life in a way that you want to do something better with your life. You want to change. You want fucking growth. But some of those people come here with such strong mindsets, and then they just kind of wither away, and they kind of
Mhm.
just fucking.
Well, it's
You
not,
don't go for gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
You're going for
not
bronze.
easy by any
Yeah.
means, but
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the
It's hustle.
college like struggle.
Yeah.
Counting change for your next meal, and like
mm-hmm.
we weren't fed with silver spoons growing
No.
up, so
No.
we were used to
It
it.
was very
We're like,
poor
yeah,
growing
let's
up,
do
so
it.
it's-
And
Yeah.
we didn't have the luxury of having really anywhere to go back to. So,
Yeah.
All my family was homeless, so I was like, yeah.
but I
can-
would definitely, I wouldn't change anything. We've
No.
learned so much.
No,
about
yeah.
ourselves.
And but it goes back to even like the previous question that I asked as far as how we clicked up, and it's similar in a lot of
Mhm.
ways. It was because of that background, bro. It's because of being like, the struggle, or like
Yeah.
you can relate, like, oh, you know exactly what
It's
I'm
hard
talking
to
about,
find.
and
those
between all
connections.
three of
Yeah.
us, there was a solid connection, for that
Yeah.
as far as friendship goes.
Yeah.
Whereas some people was like, either you went to college or there's kids that we went to school with, and
Mhm.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, Kanye West said it best. You don't know my struggle. You can't lock yourself in a room
Mm-hmm.
doing 3 beats a day.
Listen, Kanye has said some crazy shit, like, but he was on point with that one.
Yeah, bro. You don't
And
know
is
my
he gonna
struggle.
drop that album, or what the fuck? man?
Donda? I hope so. But I hope it's not super churchy because I kind of really couldn't do the Sunday
one?
service one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not down for that.
he's kind of, I don't know.
I don't.
It's kind of,
I'm cool
he's
with
getting
some
either hit or
gospel.
miss.
Yeah.
Silent moment.
Silent moment for Kanye. Okay, so let's go on to you guys. So
Some more?
yes, so when the last episode that I was on with Josh, we were saying like how I was essentially giving them the praises for the for your guys' idea of once a month
Mhm.
doing something. Is it specifically San Francisco?
Mhm.
Yeah. Specifically,
Specifically in San Francisco,
for the most part, yeah, for sure.
Up
That's
until-
how it started, though.
up until the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, as we've said multiple times, but also it's like they're engaged, they're going to be getting married. I'm in it.
Baby, some stuff.
And but it's also, you know, the silver lining in that too is us, you know, at first hearing all this stuff is just kind of just like, damn, you know, like all this history, all this negativity.
Yeah.
But there is a silver lining in that too. It's just like, yo, this it's a real, like, it's a true, like a love story come true. You know what I mean? For in a lot of ways for you guys, it's like, yo,
Yeah, it is.
since that young to go through all the stuff that you guys have gone through, family wise, moving wise, just life, and then it's like, you know, to be engaged and to have all this stuff planned out, and then to be the first, like the official less than a year now, you know, coming down and everything. How does it feel?
It feels cool. It's super corny when you think about it, but at the same time, it's pretty cool because a lot of people, I don't know, man. It's just,
You'll appreciate it when you, as you're older.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. I think it's a cool thing though too. Is like if when we have kids or anything like that, it's like you show that shit's real. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to fucking, you know, you just, yeah, I don't know how to say it without being super corny.
It's okay to be corny, bro.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, it's better. Trust me, it's better to do when you're older. It's better to do it like when you're older, because a lot of the stuff is more appreciated, and a lot of the stuff is more. You're able to fund a lot of stuff compared to, you know, like imagine you guys being like 18 trying to do this.
Trying to
You
have
know?
a wedding or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew a lot of kids that did shit like that,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I always made it pretty clear to Josh, even when we like first started dating. It's like school is
oh yeah,
my
Probably.
priority.
and I've always known that.
In the back of the
Yeah.
truck, she's like, "Look, we're gonna get married later, but like,
You eat
school
the mushrooms.
first." Yeah.
I'll just keep going to
Yeah.
school. And
So-
all throughout school, I just ate all the mushrooms.
That's true.
But
But
no,
I
she did
mean,
make that very clear. That
Yeah.
and I, on my part too, though, I think even through like telling friends and shit like that, are you gonna get married or what's this? What's the next plans and what's this plan? And I've always said, I don't have any hardcore plans really. It's wherever Ashley if wants to do whatever if she needs to finish school. Ashley's school's priority over everything. Her schooling and making sure that happened was priority over everything. Whatever I did, I can relocate my job. I can
Yeah.
do whatever I need to do
True.
anywhere else. As long as she handles her shit that way, that was the number one goal. Because in the end, I've always had in the back of my head, she knows what I'm going to say right now.
Say it.
She knows exactly what I'm going to say. As long as she gets those degrees and makes that money, I'm going to be a stay-at-home dad. That was always the
tough.
goal.
It's tough. I'm not a stay-at-home dad, but even part-time is tough.
When she's making $200K a year, it'll be nice.
Yeah, to his defense, he said that for years. Like
I'm
he's
just
also
saying.
said that for years.
Everybody knows. I'm down to be a stay-at-home dad.
He has said that for years.
I will take care of that child. I'll have fucking spaghetti made when you get home.
Shout out to the
SpaghettiOs.
Shout out to the spaghetti, yo.
Spaghetti, yo. No.
But no, like it's like I said, it's a cool thing. Genuinely and truly mean that it's a cool thing for it to be happening right now, and for everything to be going down the way it is. And like I said, it's you guys are doing like I said, I appreciated the 1 month, you know, thing, the once a month type of thing until it goes down.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I gave her more the credit of the idea when we talked
was
about
my
it.
It really was
Yeah.
her
I
idea.
was like, I gave her more
I was
the credit of
baffled that
everything.
she had an idea like that. I was like, you want to spend money? Every
Honestly,
month?
I was
Like
thinking
this?
of that. We were just downtown in San Francisco after
Yeah.
a Giants game, and we were driving through the streets, and I was like, I want to do more of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so let's just make it a point of doing it once a month.
I was
Yeah.
like, for real?
Yeah,
For
too,
real?
it's also too a really good idea because like once you know, once you start having kids, like kids involved, and like those things unfortunately don't get, you know, to happen so often, and you don't get to, I guess, experience those type of things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like
That was
definitely
a big
take advantage of all that.
factor for sure.
Yeah, take advantage for all that stuff. And you know what's crazy too is like it sounds so cliche and just even old saying it, but a lot of people were saying that like even before. I mean, I'm sure for you guys too. Like before I even had a kid, it was just like always that thing. It was just like, make sure you do this. make sure you take your time to do this. And
That's a big thing that's actually stuck in my head because I've had
Yeah.
like my aunts and other people telling me like,
They
you better
always
get
say
it
that.
all out right now because you're not gonna be able to do it until they're fucking like
yeah.
10 years old before you can do something crazy.
And it
Probably, like,
really
6 years
did.
old,
Like
right?
at first, it's kind of just like,
Oh, sorry.
okay, dude. Like like
Mm-hmm.
at first, until you actually like live it and then go through and essentially go through it, then you can be like, damn it,
Yeah.
fucking Karen, you're right. Nah, just kidding.
Karen. I don't see you having one aunt named Karen.
no, I have a Karen.
You say Kraken?
Karen. Her
Like
name
the
is
monster
Karen.
of the sea?
I guess like in Spanish.
Karen.
Yeah. Well, in English, I guess it would be Karen.
Quran?
Like the Holy Quran. What about Raquel Corrina?
I'm just going to call her Raquel.
Rat cow? Well,
Why did I say it like that?
They actually call her Rachel. Shout out to her. Yeah, they call her Rachel, but her name is Raquel. Yeah, but they call her Rachel.
That's hilarious.
But it's just how to switch it up,
Yeah.
Yeah. So wedding. So like I said, before we get on to the next one,
And soon.
future plans. It's tough. Like I said, less than a year away. Official wedding date. What's the feelings like, and what's the emotions going into it? This many months remaining.
Well,
I'm sad because I don't have enough money.
so I just found my wedding dress last
Mhm.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Saw the post.
I had a feeling that it was kind of all gonna hit me in that
Mhm.
moment. And the first dress I tried on, it really did all hit me. It wasn't even the dress I chose, but I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's here.
She's like,
It's happening.
She's like, "Can I get a shot?" Someone just
Fucking someone shotgun a truly for me.
But I think we've really we've taken our time and we haven't rushed anything.
Mhm.
We've just waited until it's right for us.
Right.
And so I'm really just looking forward to celebrating our relationship in
Mhm.
front of all of our friends and family, like in one place,
Mm-hmm.
celebrating us. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
My wedding's gonna be fucking dope. Just saying. I'm trying to convince her to do it because we like,
Like to get
everybody we
turned
know,
up.
we like fizz dancing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a fucking thing
Come on
amongst us.
Come on.
But
now.
I want to start the very first fizz train line. You know how people do like the mambo line in white weddings?
What is that?
You know exactly, bro.
What
Where they
is
all
the
grab their
mambo line?
shoulders and they do like, hey,
Oh,
mambo, and they do
that was it. I thought that was at Jewish weddings. Am I off on this?
yeah.
I never.
I mean,
honestly,
it's like no, they
I've
hold
never
they
seen
hold
it
up
happen
the
in real
chair.
life.
They hold up the chair and the
Oh,
fucking
that's
couples in the
the-
chair.
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking
Okay.
about like they all like everybody grabs their shoulders and they perform a line and they do the mambo
I've seen
thing.
that in movies. I literally have never seen that happen in real life.
Yeah, I've seen it happen in real life at weddings, and I'm like,
Oh.
I'm not doing this.
So what
But
is
I
your
want to do a
idea?
fizz train line.
Mm-hmm.
So like a line of people doing it, and then just everybody doing the bird,
All
and just
synchronized.
fucking dropping down and shit like
Okay.
that. Imagine how sick that would be.
They just
Just
they
a
just
line?
spell out a T.
It gets even
Like,
better.
They just go. And
Yes.
they just meet up and it's just like
Everyone just fucking, and then we have we can have Jacob fucking do his little fucking drone thing and take a picture of it up high.
just
Oh
think
my
of this.
God. Just a T?
Yeah. And
So
the
cool.
middle point where the
It's me
this
and her
line
meeting.
and this part meet up is just you and Ashley just
Oh my God. And we're both just like,
yeah.
just fucking this face rocking. But yeah, I
Bro.
want to do it this train line
It's lit, dude.
at the wedding.
I might spike the punch with MD 2020, the Orange Jubilee.
I would not be mad at you. I would so be happy.
yeah.
They'd be like,
Sammy, come here. Like,
what happened to the water? It's orange now. Is that Fanta?
shout out to the punch, bro.
No, it's, oh God, our wedding's gonna be lit. What a fucked up thing right now is like trying to find photographers and like DJs and shit like that. I'm trying to find a DJ
Okay.
that will actually play the music that we want to play. That's a
Yeah,
hard
tough
thing
one.
because most weddings are like,
I have my camera. It's
Let's
just I'm
fucking-
not a professional photographer,
let's just play
but I have my camera.
Bruno Mars and shit like that all fucking night.
Don't tell me you're gonna play. I think I'm gonna marry you,
No.
Bruno Mars.
Really,
no.
what we want is just to put together a playlist and be like, just play this.
Yeah.
But
Here's
Yeah.
a
we're
curated
searching.
playlist.
Yeah.
It's part of the planning.
Like I want the Bee Gees. I want to go from like the Bee Gees to like Cutthroat Committee,
Okay.
like shit like that.
Sprinkle in some Slipknot. No, just kidding.
What the
I'm just
hell,
kidding. Wait and bleed.
Wait
They're
and
like,
Bleed.
what the
Oh,
fuck
that's
is
so
this?
funny. I was just
Yeah.
listening to that this
They're
morning.
Like, what the fuck?
I listened to that song at 6 a.m. this
Some
morning.
X-rated, like
Bro,
What is going on right now?
Macaframa?
Yeah.
Bro, imagine playing that. People are like,
What is going on right
this is an
now?
awkward wedding. And me and hers in the middle, just like fucking.
I'm that gangster, your ass too.
Me,
When
you,
I
and your
say
sister just
bitch
fucking
jump.
getting it.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Oh,
To be
God.
honest, it would be a unique wedding. if
It's
that would
gonna be.
happen. I'm not saying I'm not an advocate for that.
I'm not saying
music,
playing
but it
X-rated.
would be like you'd go viral, especially if someone like makes it, like records it.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean?
Like one of the songs I want to play is Macaframa, which
Yeah.
is obviously Mac Ball and Mac Dre. And then Dradio, you have to play Dradio. Latin
Yeah.
activity in the
on now.
let's
I like that one.
I like the
yes.
options. I like the
see.
options.
So like
I'll do the
yeah.
final review.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do like
all of my
that-
songs are kicked off.
I do like the
First
idea
off.
or the plan, and you guys being stern with that as far as like, yo, we want to curate this playlist and we want to select all the music.
Yeah, I've seen too many weddings that are just like well, like,
Overproduced by the DJs.
they fucking
They're just
chose
on the
what they
mic the whole
wanted.
time. Let's go, y'all.
Yeah.
They're like, hands up. It's like, bro, we're eating.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Now coming in. Fucking Eye of the Tiger starts
I
playing.
know you just hear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. They're like, bro, I have this
Baby
risotto
shark,
in my mouth.
do. I'm like, I'm fucking trying to eat the cheese board, dog.
Yeah, I've seen that shit though, dude.
Yeah,
I've also
fuck
been to
that.
a lot of weird weddings though. So yeah, but yeah, it's like, why not just? Well, I guess you need speakers and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
need the whole setup.
You do need the whole setup.
Yeah. But it's just, it's terrible.
Or are you guys gonna do like a pop up rent a booth?
The DJ, one of the DJs we looked at has options to like, they set that shit up so you can take pictures and
I
shit
went
like
to
that.
my
But it's an extra like fucking $300 to do shit like that. Yeah.
I went
bro.
to my cousin
I'm broke, dog.
in Wattsville. My cousin Lydia, she at her wedding they had a photo booth area that's
Mhm.
like like you go in there, they take your photos and they have it's a pop up photo booth and it's like a rental service type of
Yeah.
thing they do, and it was like for a few hours, but dude, that shit was like everybody was everybody was all
Yeah,
up in there.
everybody usually loves it. I just don't love how much it costs.
That's true.
Yeah, it's fun extras.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we
love
went into
that,
this
but-
and she had me fooled. She was like, our wedding's gonna be like 10 grand. I'm so cheap. I was like, that's lit. I would love
Bro,
that.
it's never that.
Remember us talking when we were at Golden Road, and I was
It's
like,
never that.
Ashley's not even tripping. She's paying like 7,500 to 10 grand for the wedding.
I never said that.
Yes, she
I
did.
said
Don't let her
10
lie
to
to you, folks. Who's been on here
15,
more?
Closer to 15.
Who do you trust?
Are you talking about me? Ruka.
No, I'm talking to the audience. They're gonna reply in the comments. Who do you trust more, me or her? Her. But
Let me-
and
let
then
me
it
get-
comes
I'll
down
finish
to
my
it,
drink, don't worry.
and everything's like almost $20,000.
It's a lot. And it's gonna be more. I'm telling you, it's gonna be more.
We've gotten through most of it. We've gotten the major things done. So
Yeah.
That's
he doesn't
good.
even know the numbers. I'm the one who does
Oh, yeah,
all
what
the
the fuck?
research.
What are we talking
No,
about then?
fuck that.
This guy.
I have I know rounded up area numbers,
Oh, yeah?
things.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
like, it's like the high is this, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's the highest.
Okay. He doesn't know the numbers. Okay, so let's wrap up. Cause I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, we got
Ever since
pizza
that
waiting.
fucking this fucker got pizza and wings, and it's like I haven't had anything, and I swear I could smell it.
Listen to my stomach.
It's like
Fucking crazy.
pizza.
Pizza.
Nah, but we'll wrap up with oh no, you're good. We'll wrap up with Future, man. Like Future. No. We'll wrap up with
She belongs to the streets.
it's paint a picture for me, y'all. What are we in? 2021? 2020, let's just say July 2023. How do you envision your guys' selves and being where?
Go first.
Okay. Well,
base
this
my
next
answer
year
off
is
later.
pretty big, so I expect to become a licensed marriage and family therapist. So I'll be getting my license,
Let me see what I
get
can do.
married. Biggest goal, other than that, is going to be to buy a house and have kids. Yeah.
I was afraid she wasn't going to say that.
Okay,
So,
Josh.
My thing is to support her being a marriage and family therapist
Let's go.
licensed woman.
So you guys can hear,
businesswoman.
but I'm putting claps right now.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was waiting for this. And then basically just continue on in my job and just keep hustling and saving up money. So future goal, obviously getting the marriage done by 2023 and buying a house and having a child or expecting a child by then.
I love it. I love it. And again, I want to preference and highlight again for those listening and hearing these crazy stories. We're not even like, these are just a fucking quarter, a taste of just everything. Okay,
Just stories.
you can only fit so much shit with like in an hour and like 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So
true.
definitely gonna need to get you guys, both of you guys, back and just go in on just straight up stories. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
But I just wanted to give the people like a good intro for everything you guys and talk about all your stuff too. But I want to also just highlight again everything that you guys said you were gonna do. You guys have done.
Mm-hmm.
Major props to you guys on that. Hella love for you guys. You know, you're always fam to me. I'm excited for the wedding. I'm excited to go eat this pizza. So thank you guys again for coming on the show. Again, Joshua, Ashley. This has been another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. Y'all stay safe. Peace.
Vin Diesel says family.